Okay, this Hangout is on air, is live. Let me get a link to this. If someone would like to post this on the Kingdom page.
Yep. Is it in the chat?
Yes. Posted it in North Haven.
Okay, I've got it in the Kingdom page. Okay.
Okay, I see your post. Thank you.
I need to get the link. Where's the link to this Hangout? Because I need to put it in the officer chat. Looks like some people missed it on the other line.
I pasted it in here.
Okay, I was gonna say it should be in the top maybe. There, I've got it.
Yes, it is also at the top.
Okay, we still just have me, you, and Lumpy.
There we go.
We got a couple others. There we go. Great.
Okay.
Please tell me the nightmare is over.
I believe so, but we don't want to see your face.
Mine isn't, but this part of the nightmare is.
Okay. I have a couple people saying that it is working.
Perfect.
We're still having some technical catch up, but at least we're broadcasting.
I should be able to. Oh no. Brian.
Yes, sir.
Can you do an individual invite?
Yes.
Tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready for email addresses, preferably. Otherwise, I can give you a link.
Nope, it's email address.
Okay.
It's CARLETONHAKU@gmail.com.
At all? Oh, okay. Invite sent.
Okay. Then let's see who else we're missing here. We got Theo, we got Lumpy, we got Rick.
Yay. We don't have Ian yet.
Okay, Ian is Ian, IAN dot SCHIESL at gmail.com.
Sent.
And that should be 8.
That should be it.
The nightmare may actually be over, Theo.
If anyone's interested on how I started this, I can definitely go over it.
Hey, we're
show Theo. He's got a computer.
I mean, okay.
I downloaded the open software I will make sure to try it. I had other things today, and Gary was doing it, so I didn't check.
No, that's my fault to think I could do everything from a phone.
Well, I wish you could have. It made sense. But anyway.
Hey, that's the commercial that AT&T propagated in the 80s or 90s, that you do everything from your wristwatch phone in the future.
You are very quiet, and I didn't have a chance to turn off monetization on the video. I just set it up really quick.
Okay.
Well, I don't think that matters.
You want to talk into the microphone, Raph?
Sure. Can you hear me now?
Still pretty quiet.
I don't know what else to do to make it louder. It's like right there. I'd be eating it if it were any closer.
It's not okay
Right.
now.
Yeah,
Roguelike.
it's usable. We can get by.
Well, I motion we start the shindig then.
All right. Am I louder than Imhog though? Oh, okay. No. All right. So it is 9:08. We'll start the meeting. First off, hats off to you tech guys for trying to get this going. In attendance, we have Andrew, Ian, Brent, Theo, William, Gary, myself, and Nathan, in lieu of our Majesty. So
I don't think we have Nathan on here.
We
I
don't.
don't see Nathan.
Oh, we do not.
I got his
Yeah,
email here.
because he's not in our chats. Yeah, make sure we invite Nathan.
Okay.
Glad you caught that.
It
Yeah,
is
thanks, KURNATJ@gmail.com.
Invite sent.
All right, cool. Oh, good, a pink elephant. All right,
Yeah, I took that
Okay.
picture on the way back from Maine.
there you go. All right, now special guest appearances by Brian of North Haven and Nathan, substitute monarch. All right, item 1, approve the minutes from previous meeting. First off, thanks to Theo for getting those minutes out uber fast. And does anybody have issue with the minutes?
No, not at all. I do have one comment, which is we should just approve them online. If Theo continues to get them out this fast, that way we can publish them as official sooner, and we don't have to remember details between now and then. Because I don't. I do remember that I agreed with them then, so I assume I still do.
Okay. That's been a formality that I've always done as a board, or on the board. So I don't know what the logistics of that is.
Robert.
Like I say, go ahead.
That's pretty much what we did anyways this time. We didn't take an actual vote, but I mean, I waited a good handful of hours before I posted anything.
Robert's
No,
rules of order dictate that only changes need to be voted on. If nobody brings changes, they're automatically approved.
Okay. Well, all right. Okay, then minutes are approved. All right, President's report. There's nothing to report really. We have, except the agenda that was stated, just listed out to you all. Hooray. I'm still waiting to get the paperwork from John, but other than that, everything's shining. There you go. Treasurer's report. Michael, how much do we have in the coffers?
So you guys already saw the details of the treasury. I don't really have anything much to add. We've got $2,034, including the account and petty cash. And our next event will be Keep, which won't have any expenses. I think it is reasonably likely that we'll have to spend something for the November Dragon Master Weapon Master, but we'll have a meeting before then. So that's where we stand, and I do not expect any expenses.
Okay. Item 11 is actually for the November event. Do you want that tabled until the
No, let's get
No.
cover it when we get to it, for God's sake.
Okay. All right. North Haven. Why we have special guest Brian here? So it was brought up by the Circle of Monarchs meeting. Circle of Monarchs have voted yay on that, and now it's up to us to just put the final decision in. Is there any? I don't want to. First off, I wish we were at that meeting since we have a say in it. I wish we were at that meeting. There was a few board members that were not fighting and could have attended. That would have been super. That's not a fault of North Haven.
I did attend the meeting, and I'm not sure. I don't think Gary was there, but I was for sure there.
Yes, I was there.
You were. Okay. Why the hell didn't I get to go? Oh, Gary,
I'm the current monarch of CC, so.
Right, you weren't acting as a board member. So.
No, I was not.
Okay. All right.
I am aware that our Kapora gives the board a role in this process, and I don't object to that, but it is fairly uncommon among other kingdoms, which is probably why the Circle of Monarchs did not realize we had a role. In fact, I'm not entirely sure we should have a role, but we do.
Right.
I do feel that's something we should change, but for right now, obviously it's on our table.
I guess the question that I have for North Haven Monarch would be, are there any liabilities that you guys are on the hook for yet that we could possibly be adopting should we approve a vote, such as outstanding bills for a winter location or something of that nature?
Right now, we don't really have any outstanding bills. We are running an event this weekend, which is our main money raiser for the year, and we hope that it will cover a winter location for us. In the past, we've also gone to park members' houses, and that's provided shelter, and we like to fight in the snow too. So a little bit of fighting, a lot of A&S, but we've covered it, and my goal is to try and find an actual indoor location for us. So I have a couple spots in mind, and we are hoping to raise enough money during GOS to make that happen.
All right. Anybody else have questions before I jump in? State your name or be held behind, be left behind. I have a couple questions for you all. Let's see. First off, okay, so currently you're under nobody, correct?
We are a freehold. That is correct.
Freehold. Okay. So why didn't? Okay, so you're aware of Polaris history of how we were part of the Iron Mountains and then went to the Rising Wind to seek greener pastures in our pursuit of kingdom, correct?
Yes.
Well, some of us did.
Excuse me?
Some parts of Polaris did. Some parts of Polaris were never under Iron Mountains.
Sure, but North Haven was under Iron Mountains for a while. When we followed suit when we joined Rising Winds, how long? Okay, how long have you guys planned to want a petition to be part of Polaris? That's part one of my question.
The idea started at the Buckmaster Dragon Master last year. That was November, That's when the idea first got in our heads. So we mulled it over. I spoke to people in my park. I was not Monarch at the time. I was PM. So we discussed it, and we came to the conclusion that Polaris is the place that we do want to be. We realized that we have an option of, which kingdom we're a part of. We discussed it at length with Rising Winds King at the time. And then when King Kai had taken over, I spoke with her as well. We decided, okay, we believe this is a good time to leave the Rising Winds and really pursue Polaris.
But you were part of the Rising Winds?
Yes, we were. North Haven has a long history.
Oh yes, I know. I know your your history from 10 years ago.
Well, that's wonderful.
Up until now. That's why we're having a conversation now.
Okay.
Okay, so you decided, okay, well then hell, you actually answered one of my other questions. Now, where in Illinois are you guys located?
We are about 30 miles west of downtown. Due west, we're out in Glen Ellen, Illinois.
How far away from Elgin is that? My geography's poor, but I know Elgin.
That's a good question. I'm not terribly familiar with Elgin. I can pull up a map.
It's about an hour from Elgin.
Thank you.
I've been to their park. It's suburban, but it is definitely Chicagoland.
Okay, but I want to look at a map now. Can you tell me your suburb again, please?
Yes, that is Glen Ellen.
Glen Ellen?
Yes. And our park is at Lake Ellen Park, near the historic downtown.
All right. Does anybody have any questions while I look at something really quick?
Why Polaris?
Why Polaris? We've, North Haven's always really traveled north. We've always had friends in the north. And in my 2 years of experience, I've really bolstered those relationships, I feel. We were always just sort of part of Rising Winds. We were sort of put into that kingdom. It was fine. But then being part of the year that mattered in the kingdom push for Polaris, we went to your events. We helped you get there, and I had a great time with it, and we want to call that home. So we decided that's what we want to do. This is how we best feel to do it, and we've been pursuing that. So we want Polaris to call home.
I don't mean to be disrespectful to this process or anything, but I would really like to see. I mean, do we just take a vote on who is okay with this without asking any more questions?
Everybody until everybody says they've had their fill, and I'm cool. I'm going to exhaust it in just a minute. I'm just looking at a map right now. One of the reasons, the little history, the reason why Chicago or North Haven ended up being part of the Iron Mountains is because a local person from St. Paul, the emperor of the Iron Mountains, called him and said, well, how close are you guys to Illinois or Chicago? And he said, oh, we're within driving distance. And the monarch took him for his word without looking at a map and didn't realize that it was 7 hours farther away from the center of the principality, which totally violated Corpora, but because the emperor said it was okay, all of a sudden that one phone call tripled the size of the principality.
Oh.
So forgive me for looking at a map.
So I got a quick update. Elgin is about a 35-minute drive. It's about an hour on a train.
Right. Okay. An hour on the train, you said?
Yes.
Okay. So you're in the south. My big concern, here's my big concern, and this is why I'm really looking at a map, is I've driven through Chicago 5 or 6 times this summer, and I've come to really not care for it. So my concern is subjecting people from Polaris the hardships of going through Chicago, and seeing that you're on the south side of it, or south of it, and it looks like they're...
I would say we're more to the west of downtown. You don't even have to, you can avoid downtown completely. You don't have to take 94. If you take 294, that's the route that I personally take. Or you hit 290, you go down 355 if you want to take a tollway. And
yeah, you do pay some tolls. You do have to drive some Chicago roads with tolls, but the traffic when I went was not intense.
Yeah, and coming from you guys, if you take 90, it's a really straight shot that, to go to almost any Polaris event, we just shoot straight up 90, and we hit 3 or 4 different places.
Right.
I mean,
so my big concern is just the idea that you turn a 7-hour trip into a 9 or 10-hour trip, and it seemed like, and I went through Chicago on different days, different times, and it just struck me as weird to have monstrous traffic. So that's definitely something I would be concerned about as a member. So I'm just looking at your map about the you got the Ronald Reagan tollway that's south of you. That I don't know if that hooks up easily yet. But if you took 90 to...
Okay, so I understand that you have the concern of driving distance.
Yeah.
Total drive time, you said, is 9 hours, correct?
No, Google says 6 hours and 10 minutes from my house to their park.
Okay.
Even if traffic were to add a minute there, an hour there. For McCoy, I'll tell you that in a second.
We've been to Fort McCoy quite a few times. I'd say it's roughly 4 to 5 hours.
Okay, so you aren't necessarily much farther than, say, the distance between the Frostlands and Mankato.
I believe the discussion of distance has been talked about.
Fort McCoy, 4 hours and 5 minutes.
There we go.
Because Minneapolis to that park is about 6 hours and change.
Yep.
I've done that before.
So I look at Fort McCoy as more or less a Kingdom Center, and at 5 hours, I don't think it's too far.
Yeah, officially our Kingdom Center is Eau Claire.
Okay, so that's an extra hour.
That's right.
So it's 6 hours. That's not that much further.
No, I agree with you. The worst drive would probably be Mankato.
Well, technically 10 towns is a little worse, probably just because they're a little off the beaten path.
There's one of them.
What? Oh, yeah, fair enough.
I'm not being totally disrespectful, but there's just not much there.
I don't really know their status, to be honest.
7 hours from Mankato. 10 towns would be another 2 hours further. So that would be the very furthest, would be 10 towns, but again, they're very small. So that's from the furthest park to them.
How far are you guys from Roto Fuji?
I'm not familiar with that.
Okay, fair enough.
One thing I've noticed is Tel de Gore's Kingdom Center, I think their official center is St. Louis, right?
No, but it's in Missouri. It's in between St. Louis and the other side of Missouri.
All right. So technically, our Kingdom Center is the closest.
Yes, our Kingdom Center. Our Kingdom Center is the closest, but we would still need the Rising Winds permission because they have the closest park in the same state.
All right.
We've already got it, so that's not a problem. but we do not need Taldagore's permission because we're closer than their Kingdom
Does
Center.
Talladega have a park that's further north than North Haven?
The thing is,
No.
we don't need Taldagore's permission.
Guys,
Just wanted to clarify that we're square with the Kingdom Boundaries proposal.
Absolutely.
in the future, in the future, if we do not change this rule so that it's the COM that handles this, I'm going to request that our BOD talks and asks the questions beforehand that they want to know, or that we do something else. Because
I'd like the motion to vote on this.
I would second that, 100%.
I second it. That's fine. Sorry if this takes up time, Theo, but
Hang on. It's been moved and seconded. Let's just vote it.
all right. Let me see. Hold on. All right. AIBTWGR. All right, Andrew, what do you say about North Haven joining the Kingdom of Polaris?
Yay.
Okay. Yay. Ian.
Yes.
Brett.
Yes.
Theo.
Yes.
Will.
Yes.
Gary.
Yes.
And I vote yay. Guys, welcome to Polaris.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Can you stay on the I don't know.
Yes,
So
I have time.
North Haven Part B. For the suspension of. Has everybody gotten to know the young lady in question about who's been suspended from Rivermore?
I don't know her very well, but I don't think I need to. I know the facts.
Right. So correct me if I'm wrong. She got into an internet fight with the Monarch. Monarch banned her from Rivermore. She lives in Nebraska and moved her records to North Haven, correct?
That's correct. There may or may not have been other details than just the internet fight, but that's a good summary.
Okay, thank you. So this is part honoring another kingdom's ban, yeah.
Do you feel there's a reason to overturn the ban?
I think both parties are wrong. No, I don't see a reason to overturn the ban, to override the ban.
Nathan, are you listening?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Since you were at the COM meeting, correct my understanding of the minutes if I get anything wrong. But as I understand it, the COM meeting agreement on suspensions and upholding other kingdom suspension would not apply to this particular suspension, because it doesn't.
So that's correct for two reasons. First of all, that vote did not retroactively affect any bans that already existed, and second, it only affects bans for COC reasons 2 and 3, which are violence and sexual reasons.
Yep, that's what I thought, and I missed the not retroactive. So thank you.
Can you repeat that, Nathan? That you cut out on me.
So there was a vote at the Circle of Monarchs meeting at Clan this year for a proposal that if someone is banned by their home kingdom for COC violations number 2 or 3, number 2 being violence outside the normal bounds on the field, and 3 being sexual harassment ish related things, that they would be by default upheld game wide, and that a vote specifically to not uphold it would have to happen. However, that decision, when the rule went into effect at the COM meeting at Clan, it was stated that would not retroactively affect any already existent bans, but would only affect new bans going forward for reasons 2 and 3. And this lady's ban is not for reasons 2 or 3. It's for number 6.
Okay, what's number 6?
Has she showed up at all within our kingdom?
She was a GAC.
Yeah, she's come to both the Booty Bay event as well as GAC.
Has she been a problem here?
So,
Was it a suspension or a ban?
That was a 1-year ban.
1 year suspension, whatever you want to call it. It was 1 year duration.
so I don't agree with. Here's my issue. I don't agree that if you've been suspended, you should be able to move your records and try and partake in events outside your kingdom. I disagree with that. That's not normal behavior for people who get banned. It strikes me as permission shopping from a little kid. You know, if mom says no, go ask dad so you can go do something. And I think everybody's wrong on this, both Monarch and person. I don't know.
I think the Rivermore monarchy might easily be wrong, but Rivermore's Kapora says their monarchy gets to decide, and I don't like being in the business of second guessing them, because the next time we second guess them, it might be a child diddler or God knows what else.
Correct.
I mean, I agree with you that the evidence I've seen, it looks like the king might have been a little bit out of control, but I don't want to evaluate kings all across Amtgard and decide that way. I think it's not healthy for us.
Right.
How much longer is left on the ban?
Half a year.
Half a year. So she can't come to 3 of our events.
Honestly, I say fuck it and just uphold the ban.
Yeah.
I'll second that motion to uphold the ban.
All right. Cool. Andrew, what do you say?
I mean, I'm kind of right in the middle of this because she is part of my fighting company. So, I mean, I have my own opinion. It didn't look like...
Okay.
That's why I'll abstain for this one, because I'm a little too close to the subject. So...
Did we lose you? Sorry. All right, Andrew. How are you voting?
Abstain.
Okay, thank you. Ian.
Yes.
Brent.
Yay.
Theo.
Yes.
Will.
Yes.
Gary.
Abstain.
And I vote yay. Okay, motion carried. Rivermore suspension continues.
Can I make a quick point, Raf?
Sure.
Remember, guys, this is a live stream broadcast, so watch your language.
Okay. Thanks. Okay. Crown reimbursement. Item 5. Crown reimbursement. Lumpy made former monarch commissioned Lumpy to make crowns for Polaris. He's delivered, and it's time to pay him. Anybody want to continue on that?
I've never seen a bill. What is the bill?
I can draft up an invoice. It's $260 that I haven't been paid.
So, without knowing at the time whether the 260 was something the monarch could legally have paid, I say we just pay it. But we censure monarchs who enter into agreements beyond their means, which it might easily have been, since we don't regularly have $2,500 hanging around.
All right.
I would like to have the bill paid after an invoice is submitted.
I agree with that.
Yes, I also agree.
All right.
To speed it up, can we, in this meeting, say that we will do an online vote once the bill is submitted to pay that retroactively? Because I want Lumpy to get paid as soon as possible, but I agree with the invoice.
Let's just hold a vote that says we'll pay it as soon as we get an invoice, and then it'll be on Lumpy to get us an invoice.
With the
Sounds good.
with the caveat that the invoice basically matches the number he gave us verbally.
Second. I second that motion.
Okay.
All right.
Let's
Andrew,
let's
what do you
let's
say?
vote it.
Andrew, how do you vote?
Yay.
Ian, how do you vote?
Yes.
Brent,
Yay.
Theo,
Yes.
Will,
Yes.
Gary,
Yes.
and I vote yes. Lumpy, they were beautiful. All right, item 6, Ice Haven. We have a same underage young lady has come back with somebody else to basically brag about having underage sex while at AmpGuard events. No, not that she's having underage sex at AmpGuard events. She's going to AmpGuard and boasting about the act. Is everybody clear on that?
I thought that was a vice versa. It was not a girl, was my understanding.
Excuse me?
I don't feel like this is a discussion to have on a live broadcast, I guess.
I would second that.
Okay.
It does involve somebody underage.
Okay. So we unplug it right now, or
I would
Let's
like
come
to,
back at the end.
If
Okay.
we're going to have a conversation on it, it doesn't matter who's involved. It's in violation of the youth protection policy that was put in place and voted on by the populace. We could take action solely on that. We do not need to publish or talk about who or what is being done, just scenario one as the individuals.
okay. Then I motion we table.
Second.
Okay. I wish you guys had said that right before I brought it up. Andrew, table it, yes.
Yeah.
Ian,
Yes.
Brent, seconded. Yes, Brent.
Yes.
Theo,
Yes.
Will,
Yes.
Gary.
Yes.
I vote go too. All right. Then that being said, I motion we table Crimson Circle too.
Now, if we have a similar problem there, yes. I second that.
Okay.
Um,
So Andrew.
Yeah.
Okay. Ian.
yes, but I'd like to talk after the vote.
Okay. Cool. Brent.
Okay.
Theo.
Yes.
Theo.
Sorry, I said yes. I thought it went through. Yes.
Okay. All right. That's all right. Will.
Yes.
Okay. And Gary.
Yes. Yes.
I vote yes. So motion table passed. All right. Donation to the AI BoD. Nathan, you're up.
So this year at Clan, the technical advisor for the AIBOD came to the Circle of Monarchs with a proposed budget for the year. He laid out a proposed budget as well as some fallback kind of like here's what he would need to do everything that he's been told to do, and here's
I think you're fading, Nathan.
It seems like most people got dropped. Everyone's joining back.
I'm here.
Hey, am I back now?
Yes. Looks like we're
Okay, sorry. It seems like I got kicked out there. So the proposed budget for the year for everything that he's been basically commissioned to do was $5,800 spread across the 19 kingdoms. That comes to, I think it was approximately like $290 or something cents per kingdom. I think throughout the conversation there, just a number that was thrown out was basically if every kingdom was to donate $325, that would cover what they were looking for. That total $5,800 involves basically $5,000 for legal fees for the advisor for the legal firm dealing with the trademark issue, and then the $800 had to do with upgrading some servers for amcard.com. Well, boy, a bunch of you all just joined back. Did a bunch of you all get dropped?
Yeah.
Please mute your microphones.
Is everybody back in now?
Yeah, go ahead, Nathan.
Okay. So I'm not 100% sure where we all got dropped. So basically, the technical advisor for AmpGuard International came to the Circle of Monarchs with a proposed budget for this year of $5,800. $5,000 of that was for legal fees related to the trademark case. And the other $800 was for fees related to upgrading some servers related to the ORC, as well as for AmpGuard.com, setting up a pair of servers for AmpGuard.com with some load balancing, the strain on the existent server for AmpGuard.com with the downloads for the rule and whatever put a pretty big strain on the server that's existent solely today. So with the $5,800 budget spread across 19 kingdoms, I think it comes to like $290 and something cents. It was proposed at some point throughout the conversation there that the kingdoms go back with a number of $325, just in case some kingdoms can't quite match up to that $325 or whatever it might be. So the recommendation coming back from the Circle of Monarchs was for each kingdom to at least have a conversation in whatever fashion they need to, either with their BoD or with an all thing or however that might be, to donate $325 to AmpGuard International for that proposed technical budget for this year.
I would like to see this, if this were to be voted on for giving money, to be pushed to an all thing due to the amount of money that's been fundraised for. A lot of people have put in a lot of time to generate money for the kingdom.
I would like to point out that the auction that I'm holding will cover that entire amount and then some. So Polaris won't actually have to open its wallet.
And I think that's wonderful and lets us kick this can down the road for a year. But while the legal fees are likely to go away, the technical fees are only going to go up, and Polaris is going to annually have to figure out whether we care enough about what's going on in Greater AmpGuard to participate or not. And I don't mind going to the all thing to ask that question, but I definitely think it is a question that our kingdom needs to decide. Now, if we don't have to decide this year, that's a wonderful thing, and I appreciate what you've done, Lumpy. But the fact is, it is a problem that's not going away.
You're not wrong.
But if we've got a solution for it this year, I'm willing to keep rolling with the meeting.
I'll second table.
More than willing. I'd like to.
When do they want their money? And where do I send it? Or do I give it to you guys and then you give it to them? Or
So the entity to send it to is the treasurer for AIBOD. I believe that is Cord.
Kent Patton.
Kent Predden, yeah. They've got some method for accepting money, but a conversation with him would get the details for that.
However,
I believe the timeline for getting it was for getting the money was by October.
Okay, so I can just mail him a check. Worst case scenario.
Lumpy.
What?
Lumpy. Since you're running this auction with the intent of covering Polaris's share, it should go through the Kingdom of Polaris.
Okay. So I give the money to you then, since you're the treasurer?
That's right, and I will get it to Kent. The reason I say that is I personally have given a donation, and it did not get counted for Polaris, and that's fine because it was a personal donation, but I don't want yours to be treated as a personal donation.
Fair enough.
Okay.
So
are we just moving on, or is there a motion on the table?
Why
Motion
don't
to
we
table it.
No, let's not table it. Let's vote on giving that amount of money. Lumpy will donate what he makes off the raffle to Polaris, and then the extra just goes to our coffers. So $325. That's our portion. Is everybody okay with that?
If Lumpy as I am, if Lumpy would prefer to do something else with the excess from his auction, it's his auction.
Yeah, I'm just taking out the cost of materials so I can replace them. So it'll cost me like $20. So the players should get $350 unless bidding continues to go up through tomorrow evening.
Okay. Then I second Theo's motion.
All right, let's vote on it. Yay, or start a round, or
Yeah, we're the motion's been seconded. Now we're just going to go through the motions of through the actions of seeing how the board votes on it. So, Andrew, what do you vote?
Yay.
Okay, Ian.
Abstain.
Okay, Brent.
yay.
Theo.
Yay, and thank you, Lumpy.
Happy to help.
Will.
Yay, and also thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. Okay, Gary.
Yay.
Thank you, Lumpy. All right, monies to item 9. Monies to the king. Monarch has asked for money. Nathan, do you want to speak for your proposal?
Yeah, I can probably speak on his behalf, although that wasn't necessarily something that came up at the Circle of Monarchs meeting this year. I believe that the intention for this proposal is so that Broton has the ability to have awards printed and not pay for them out of pocket. He's asking for a budget and not specifically that he has intentions to spend all of this money, but is basically saying, hey, BoD, do I have pre-approval to spend up to this amount in the matter of printing awards and such throughout my reign, not that I will spend this full amount printing out awards for my reign. But that is the understanding that I have as to this item.
So he's asked for...
How much budget is he asking for?
Is it 10%?
I believe the intention was 10%. Yeah.
So, given my treasurer's report, he's asking for $203. Is that correct?
Yeah.
That is a very high amount to spend on awards.
I
printed
would.
a lot of.
Well, how much did it cost to print my Night of the Serpent one?
Less than 50. I can't remember.
More than 4 of those.
Okay, so the idea behind this, I brought this up, was because normally we would be allotted 10% under what normal kingdoms do. We don't have that. Can I finish, please? Thank you. So what this is it's pre-approval of, hey, this is the 10% that I would normally get. And rather than have to wait months on end to get paid back, if you pre-approve it, that way he can just say, hey, Will, I was pre-approved for this much. I've got this receipt. Pay me back. Thank you.
How about we try and make it do what you're saying it really does there. How about we authorize Proton to spend up to 200 between now and November for awards and other things related to the running of the kingdom, as long as he presents receipts. I'd be in favor of that. I'm not opposed to Proton having the money. What I'm opposed to is giving him 200 for awards when we know damn well they don't cost that much. I'd rather give him a pocket to spend on things he needs than have him have to come back to us when he needs battle game supplies or whatever the fuck else he needs.
I would say
Excuse the
that
language, by the way.
I completely agree. That's what I meant.
as an organization, we have yet to set a budget that I've seen. It's something that I believe we need to have in order to continue forward. Usually I've seen treasurers build the budget and then the budget gets approved by the boards. So this is a symptom from not having a budget, and perhaps it's time that we go down that path.
I think that is a fantastic idea, and I will volunteer to build a draft budget and get it out to you. You said you want to do the next meeting right after Keep?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would take place 3 weeks from the Thursday of Keep. So it would be December or October 12th.
Then I can get you the budget after Keep, but more than a week before that meeting. I just have enough Keep preparation. I don't want to commit to getting it before Keep, but I can definitely get you a draft budget. I know what sort of things we got to put in there. Not only do we have to put money for the Monarch, but we've got to put enough money to actually jumpstart all these events and make sure the events run successfully. Basically, we need budgeting badly, so I'd be happy to take that on.
All right, and then additionally,
cool,
what I'd like to see is let's approve up to $75 currently for Broton, knowing that we're going into Keep, and I know that sometimes big awards are given out at Keep. I don't know if we have anything that's been approved or talked about. I'm not on that side of things. But if he's asking for it, there might be a reason that nobody knows about or some people know about, and he shouldn't be made to fit the bill.
No, I don't want him to have to pay the bill either.
That's a fine way to split the baby.
I'm still in favor of giving him 10% while we figure our shit out.
Sure. I motion we approve Broton for 10% if once he presents receipts. It's exactly what isn't that what was brought up earlier? Like he's pre-approved. All he has to do is provide
a one-time 10%, not a monthly 10%, correct?
10% between now and November is what I proposed.
Now in November, and so yeah.
Okay, this is splitting hairs, but and not that I think Broton would do this, but if it's 10% a month of the total coffers.
No, I didn't say 10% a month. I said 10% of the budget today that he gets to spend between now and November.
Right.
We're on the hook for exactly $203.40.
Okay. Works for me.
All right. Theo, what are you going to write down as the motion in the minutes? It got jumbled a little.
Honestly, for the minutes, all I've got is Nathan describing that he wants approval for 10%, and then RAF motions that we approve with receipts. I don't think the rest of the discussion needs to be in minutes.
Okay. All right. I like Imhog's caveat of up till November. So in November he can come back and ask for more money if need be.
Well, and I would like to think that by November we'll have a budget.
Right. Absolutely. So I'm in favor of the November being added to it, so it's not.
I got that added. Sounds
message good. We're gonna send. All right, so time to vote. Andrew, what say you?
Yay.
Ian.
Yes.
Brent.
Yes.
Theo.
Yes.
Will.
Yes.
Gary.
Yes.
And I vote yes. All right. Item 10, monies to the consort. The consort's asked for money.
Can I talk on this for just a second?
Sure, Theo. Of course you
Okay,
can.
cool. So I'm the consort. Yay. So I've got a couple pavilions that I need to rent, and a couple other things that I'm doing with my classes. Honestly, most of these classes that are renting things are charging. So it should take care of itself, but I need to pay that up ahead. And I'd rather not pay that out of pocket, or I'd rather get paid back now rather than 3 months from now. So I'm asking for the same thing.
I see a pattern here.
What's the total amount?
How much money are you asking for, Theo?
I'm asking for 10% pre-approval based on the exact same thing that Broton's doing. So it's all I'm saying is if I provide a receipt for a pavilion or for something else, that I'm approved up to $203 until November, or until the end of my reign. I don't need anything after my reign, or between now and the end.
Okay.
But the end of your reign runs past November. So if you're happy with it till the end of your reign.
Oh yeah, I won't need more than that throughout the entirety of my reign, for sure.
Have somebody asking money for Dungeon Day and probably some other expenses down the line. So.
Yeah, no, as we plan our budget, we can expect some money from Keep, although maybe less than usual, depending on how many people get scared by the vendor changes. But we can expect some money from Keep. Keep has budgeted $800 profit per kingdom this year.
Okay.
In the past, they've had more than what they've budgeted. This year, if they have less than what they budgeted, we can still expect a few hundred probably. But there are likely to be expenses involved in the November event and involved in Dungeon Day. Both likely to be more than they bring in. So let's assume we're going into MAME close to broke. Now I'll see if I can figure out how to not do that. But my guess is I'm making a budget. It's going to look a lot like broke going into MAME.
If everything goes according to my plan between the November event and what I'm talking about, my stuff will almost entirely pay itself back, if not maybe down $100. I'm really not asking for much.
No, I mean, I think we're close to broke with or without your 200, to be honest.
Okay.
I agree.
All right. Hell, I motion to give Theo money.
I'll second it.
All right. Andrew?
Yay.
Ian?
Abstain.
Brent?
Yay.
Theo?
Yay.
Will?
Yay.
Gary?
Yay.
Congratulations, Theo. Item 11. Money for November event.
I'll take that one too.
Okay.
So we're going to do the November event at the same location we did it last year. It's going to be November 4th. We are going to charge this year. There's going to be a $5 entry. And we are also going to provide a very simple meal, call it a sandwich or something. It costs $250. I've already paid that. If I have to suck it up, I'll suck it up. But the room is rented for $250. We're set to go.
You talking about the November event?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
Would it look done like a con?
Yeah. Can I help plan the food to be cheap?
If you want to, I already tagged Salone for that. But if you want to talk to her about it, I'm sure she'd be more than happy to, accept the help.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. All right. Any other thoughts about the cost of this?
What exactly would we be paying here? Are we paying for the hotel room or the conference room or whatever, or are we paying for both conference room and food?
You are paying for the conference room rental right now. I will take.
Is that for one?
What's that?
I'm sorry. No, go ahead.
The $250 covers the cost of the room itself. If Salone needs money to provide for food, I'll cover that, or she can cover it, however that ends up working out. That money is going to get paid back at the event, so I'm not worried about that. And then basically all the proceeds from the event go straight to Polaris.
Did you say you were going to have
What
a
would you
cover
say?
charge?
So at $5, if we have 50 people show up, which is less than we've had. I think we had like 66 or 70 some last year.
Sure.
At 50 people, we break even, maybe less with the food, but I mean, we might lose $100 on the event.
Okay. Okay, fine. Do we get the room for one night or two?
It's just that one night.
Okay. I hope the nightlife there is great because Michael and I will be there Friday.
No, but hey,
All
I
right.
think the night's meeting doesn't need that giant room.
Right. No, of course not. Just check our egos at the door. No. Okay. Well, I motion we pay for the room. Thanks for giving us a preliminary budget to potentially pay it back, Theo.
Yeah, no problem.
Right. So I motion.
I second that.
Okay. Andrew, what do you say?
Yay.
Ian?
Yay.
Brent?
Yay.
Theo?
He just got dropped.
Yeah, more people got dropped now. If we can pause. People are joining back.
Okay.
Raph. I should have asked before, and I'm gonna say yay, but I wanna verify. How many more expenses are on the agenda?
How many what?
How many more expenses on the agenda? Before I say yay to more than we can afford.
Oh, it's all dead.
I think that's it. I think that's it.
Okay, well I said yay anyway.
I didn't even
Mute
hear
your
Michael's
microphones.
question.
Your
Everything cut out. All right, Gary?
Yeah.
And I vote yay. All right, that's the meeting. We can motion to call in just a second. I'm proposing the next meeting be on October 12th. In the event there's something that we have to cover at Keep. If not, we could wait till later, but seems like we may need to discuss a budget by then.
Before we motion to adjourn, we also need to go offline and discuss these two other items.
Absolutely. Thanks, Ian. I'm sorry.
And I can stop broadcasting if you need to.
Oh, yes, please.
Right now?
Yep.